ever feel like you're stuck on the sidelines because you're not the boss? I want you to think again. You don't need a title to make a real impact. If you want to get noticed, become a standout on your team, position yourself for rapid career ascension, this session is for you. And if you are the boss, you're going to want to share this session with everybody on your team. Let me tell you about Claire. Claire was on my team several businesses ago. Claire was hired several levels of direct reports below me in the organization, but she made a rapid ascent based on how she showed up. Claire didn't start out in a leadership position. She didn't have a fancy title. She had no executive authority. Yet, she managed to become an integral and indispensable part of my operation. And one day, one of my top leaders of the entire organization. Here's how Claire did it, and how you can too, by following the framework that I'll give you. How to lead up. When Claire first joined the team, she was like everybody else. She was eager and trying to figure out where she fit. What was evident quickly was she cared. She cared about the work that we did. She cared about the people she worked with, and she had a sincere desire to be of help. I remember one of our first major projects together. We were under the gun, deadlines looming, stress levels rising. Most people were just trying to keep their heads down, but Claire took a totally different approach. Instead of worrying only about herself and only her responsibilities, she also jumped in to help others, especially me. And here's the thing, Claire didn't do it with an agenda to get noticed or to climb the ladder. We can all see through those motives. She acted out of genuine desire to be of help, to the mission, to the team, to our goals. This is the foundation in which these other four pillars are placed on. Caring, and I mean actually caring, about the work, about the people that you work with, most particularly the leader carrying the weight of the organization on their shoulders. Here is the first thing for you to do. Number one, establish unbreakable trust. Claire started building trust the old-fashioned way, by showing up with excellence, delivering results consistently. Once something was handed to Claire, you never had to think about it again. It was as good as done, and it was going to be done well. I learned quickly, when Claire said, "I've got this," she really did, and unfortunately that's rare. It wasn't only about completing tasks, she would always go a little extra further, adding extra polish to a report, researching alternative solutions, and finding a way to solve issues before they even made it to my desk. One time, I needed a set of complex data processed and analyzed. I handed it to Claire with a tight deadline. Not only did she finish it ahead of time, but she also took it upon herself to create a visual summary that made the findings crystal clear. That move saved me hours of preparing for a high-stakes presentation. Trust isn't earned overnight. It's built through reliable and consistent actions repeated over time. So ask yourself, are you unwaveringly reliable? Do you have to be followed up on with continually? Do you consistently turn a deliverable on a scale of 1 to 10 into a 13 by adding additional value? And then number two, add value without adding stress. Claire had an uncanny ability to add value without making my workload heavier. She just watched, she listened, and she figured out where she could contribute without being a burden. There were days when I was visibly overwhelmed and Claire wouldn't ask, "What can I do to help?" Instead, she would say, "Hey, I noticed that you've got XYZ on your plate. Would it be helpful if I took care of X and Y for you?" One particular day comes to mind. I was buried under the prep for a big client pitch. Claire noticed that my schedule was packed, and without asking for directions, she proactively gathered the client's latest data and prepped a briefing summary for me. She even drafted a follow-up email template in case the meeting went well. No fanfare, no drama, just pure, valuable support. It didn't add to my pressure, it lifted it. So ask yourself, how can I help without adding extra work to the leader? That means don't ask, how can I help? You see, when somebody says, how can I help? That's literally giving them a cognitive assignment. That just added more work to them. So just watch, listen, notice what frustrates them, what needs to be done, what would make things better. Then step up with real support and say, would you mind if I handled this? So ask yourself, am I even aware of my leader's current challenges and workload? How can I provide support that actually lightens their load? Am I proactively offering help and solutions that actually lightens their load? How can I step in without needing to be explicitly directed? And then number three, find issues and offer fixes. Another time, Claire noticed a bottleneck in our reporting process. Instead of coming to me with complaints, Claire presented me with a couple of options to streamline it. She didn't just say, this isn't working. She showed me how it could work better. One of her suggestions was to automate part of the workflow, which ultimately saved the team hours each week. It was this kind of initiative that set Claire apart from others. She didn't just spot problems, she took them on and delivered real, actionable solutions. You see, it's easy to complain up the chain, but that's not leading up. That's dragging down. Ask yourself, are you looking for bottlenecks, friction points, and inefficiencies that can be fixed or made better? Find them and bring a solution, even just an idea. It shows initiative. It shows thoughtfulness. It shows the leader, I see this and I care about making this whole business better, even beyond my narrow role. And number 4, communicate efficiently. B. And perhaps one of the most valuable skills Claire had was her ability to communicate with precision. She knew my time and attention was stretched thin. So whenever she approached me, it was always clear, concise, and thought out. She wouldn't just dump problems on me. Instead, she offered quick context and present a solution. I remember one Wednesday afternoon. I was in back-to-back meetings. I barely had time to breathe. Claire managed to catch me for just 2 minutes. In those 2 minutes, she got right to the point. She said, I noticed our numbers on the new project weren't trending well. I dug in, it looks like it's due to one segment underperforming. I've drafted a quick plan we could implement to turn it around. Can I take the lead on that? It was clear, it was actionable, and more importantly, it saved me from having to spend my already stretched time digging into the issue myself. So ask yourself, do you communicate concisely and with clarity? Leaders are balancing 1,000 things in their head that you cannot see. They don't need the story. They only need the issue and the answer. Clarity is kindness. Brevity is beautiful. When you lead with these moves, you build trust, you add value, you earn influence. And remember, you don't need a title to lead. Leadership is influence, and you have influence if you use it. So here are your 3 action items that you can take today. Number 1, identify one area today where you can add value without being asked. Step in and make it happen. Number 2, pinpoint a problem in your work environment and draft a solution to present to your leader. And number 3, practice communicating your ideas concisely. Think through what you're going to say before you speak. Cut the story, remove the fluff, no spaghetti brain ramblings, and get to the point quickly. So, be brief, be brilliant, be done. You have the power to make an impact, no matter your title. Take these actions now and watch your influence grow. Be bold, be proactive, and become the leader you were meant to be.